Welcome back. Time again for our weekly STEM Ambassadors segment, highlighting the great things that women and girls are doing in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math.
Tonight's segment took Betsy Kling on the road and into the unlikely STEM field of fashion.
So this week we decided to take STEM ambassadors on the road. We are at Designer Dress Days at the Mandel Jewish Community Center on Cleveland's east side in Beechwood. And we are kind of taking in this amazing designer collection. This is all secondhand designer clothing that is a sale open to the public for the National Council of Jewish Women Cleveland, and they do so many incredible things here in our community. So I mentioned the STEM ambassador part of it. Fashion is very much a STEM career. You may not believe me, but you're going to believe her. This is Dr. Tamika Ellington from Kent State University who's joining us this afternoon. And this is a really fun event to have as a backdrop to talk about fashion, all these designer clothes around us. And a lot of people don't think of fashion as a STEM career, but it definitely is.
It definitely is. Within the fashion industry, you definitely have the business of fashion, right? And so the business of fashion has a lot to do with the retail math of things, having to figure out what the assortment should be, having to figure out how large to purchase when you're selecting your items. Also, too, when you think about the actual apparel manufacturing aspect of fashion, there's a lot of geometry in pattern making. There's also a lot of other types of, numeric numbers in regards to measurements and having to understand exactly what needs to go into the fit of the garment. And so when you think about fit, that's all numbers.
Okay, cool. All right, so talk about sizes, because everybody is so hung up on numbers and sizes, and every brand is sized differently.
That's right.
And so what's the difference between like a 10 and a 12 or a 10 and a 8? I mean, is it that much of a difference, really?
Actually, it is, and different companies will have different standards. So a size 12 at J. Crew may be different than a size 12 at, say, The Gap.
So STEM and fashion, hand in hand.
Yes.
What kind of classes do you have to take that are STEM classes if you're studying fashion?
At the fashion school at Kent State University, our students in the merchandising side of the house, we have fashion design and fashion merchandising at Kent State University. And so the students that are merchandising students, they take a lot of retail math. They take a lot of analytical math because when you're dealing with the business of fashion, you have to think about not only what you're designing, but how much of it are you going to be putting in the stores. And that's a very logistical kind of career to have in the industry. So in regards to fashion careers that are STEM focused, there's always the fashion buyer, right? There's someone also called a fashion line planner. The line planner is the person that sets the numbers for every season for, how many garments they have to have. And then there's the analyst. The fashion analyst sets the amount, like how much money can we actually spend to produce these garments, and then what should they be sold for.
And then what about like the fashion design side? There's obviously drafting involved.
That's right.
There's a lot of math that's involved there too.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming up to this sale. This sale goes on this weekend. We'll have more information available for folks, not only on Kent State University's fashion program, which is really actually world renowned. It's pretty spectacular. We'll have that on WKYC.com/girlsinSTEM.